get this money from? Money. Money.
Nation family, what is up, everybody? This is me, Brandon, your friend, your neighbor, your host, back with another video from Innovation Property Management. Here talking about this Turo car game, rental car game, side hustles, ways we all can make and save money together. But before we jump to today's video, reaction video, as always, guys, remember to show me some love in the comment section. Leave some questions, dialogue, information, thoughts, whatever you want to put in the comment section. Also, like my video if you guys don't mind. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification button so you guys are alerted every time I drop out a new video, which is going to be a lot because I like to do these reaction videos and also keep you guys up to date with what I got going on in my fleet, in my world, and then we'll go from there, guys. So today's quick reaction video is going to be from my guy Chevy Dude out of Louisville, Kentucky area. He was big into selling Corvettes a couple years ago. But now he has his own independent dealership, so he's doing his own thing as far as selling cars. So let's jump into today's video and see what Chevy Dude's talking about when it comes to the used car market. And as always, I'll give my input, my 2 cents during the video. So let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. Let's go ahead and present it.
In huge trouble in 2024, and nobody is talking about it. I'm not talking about CarMax and Carvana's issues. I'm not talking about repos going up. I'm talking about the inventory that's on the ground right now available and the vehicle that you bought probably a couple years ago because you don't know it, but you're in big trouble. Since I got in the car business in 2000, this has been the #1 issue of why I cannot get people into new or used cars, and that is negative equity. And you better believe it that there is going to be a lot of negative equity. I've already seen it for the entire last year of how much negative equity people have. And the issue is you bought a new car and paid MSRP or paid more than MSRP. Many people paid more than MSRP. 100% of that money, MSRP and above, is negative equity. You can never get rid of that because you can never sell your car for what it is worth in today's age now and get your money back out of it. Unused cars, they're fluctuating, right? They're fluctuating so much. And it's not about the market, it's about how you buy the cars. And the reason why you have negative equity outside of paying too much for the vehicle is that you did not put enough money down. You have to put 20 to 40% down on a car loan to protect yourself from negative equity. And if you did not do that, you were hurting yourself. You got to think 6-7% sales tax. You tack that onto your car loan. You got taxes, you got fees, you got title fees, you got dealer doc fee. All that stuff got tacked on, and that $20,000 car all of a sudden became $23,000 car. So you already added on $3,000 of negative equity. So now you have that depreciating asset, regardless if it was new or used. You have a depreciating asset that you are wanting to get rid of, and that has depreciated.
Like I always talk about, guys, the most important thing when you're trying to find cars for your fleet, or start a Turo fleet, is how you buy the vehicle and how you get out of the vehicle. A lot of times when you go to a dealership, and big dealerships, he is on the money. They're going to hit you over the head with so many fees. So you're talking about buying the car, taxes, gap insurance, warranties, doc fees. So all in, you're going to add probably easily $4,000 or $5,000 on top of the price of the vehicle. So you're going to automatically be in a negative position unless you put money down in the vehicle, or you can find a way to rent it out pretty quickly on Turo to make that money back. It's going to take you, a couple years at least when it comes to your Turo fleet to break even on a lot of these cars when you don't put any money down. So he makes a great point.
Another $3,000 to $5,000 since you bought it. That's how you get $10,000 negative equity extremely quick. So negative equity is going to be a key to it. And I promise you 100%, the only way to get out of a car loan with negative equity is to pay it down. There's no magic wand. I get asked about this in DMs and phone calls here at the car store all the time. How do I get rid of negative equity? You've got to pay it down with your hard-earned cash. There's no other way. This is going to be another big one in vehicle problems and issues. You don't know this yet. You have no idea. Nobody's talking about that, but there's big problems in the cars that were built at the end of 2020 and then all of 2021 and a lot of 2022. We don't see problems with cars for a couple years. And let's just take the big one that's out there on the market right now, Honda. Honda's got big problems. Their engines are being issues. I mean, that's Kia level issues, right? We would never want to buy a Kia or a Hyundai right now because of their engine issues. Well, guess what? Honda's in the same exact boat with their engines right now. Can you believe it? Honda and Toyota are some of the most infamous for reliability and dependability, but they're having issues right now. Toyota's got bad CVT transmissions. It's absolutely insane. And if you watch my last video about the Ford Escape, you can't go off of what people talk about on the internet. You have to look at each individual car as its own. Run the VIN number, put the VIN number in NHTSA to make sure that it doesn't have recalls. Look at Carfax, look at AutoCheck. You have to do your own individual research, but use the information that's available on the internet as a guide. If you had a bad relationship or you have an ex, you're just not going to be done dating. You're going to go out there and find somebody that is more compatible with you. It's the same way with cars. Just because all of this information is on the internet and says it's bad, doesn't mean 100% of the cars are bad. It's just a normal, common problem that you can do some research and figure out if this particular car you're looking at on ABC Motors car lot is a good car or not. Wheel bearings, a big issue with wheel bearings. We just had a customer have a wheel bearing go out and Cadillac quoted them over $900 to fix a wheel bearing. The wheel bearing was $80. Are you kidding me? $900 bill.
Commercial plays. Let's talk about some of the stuff Mike Chevy dude hit on, which he's on the money when he talks about manufacturing issues and all these recalls that are going on. So remember how important it is that, you know, your recall can take you out the game when it comes to your Turo. Turo will delist you fast when it comes to recalls. So it is important to know what you're getting into when you buy these vehicles. So he makes a great point when he says that. Get back to the video.
In this video, Ford recalls almost 200,000 trucks and says, oh, whoops, there's a pin that could come out of the rear axle. And it's just like putting it into neutral and the vehicle can just go wherever it wants freely. Absolutely insane. This is what they're telling us. Imagine what they're not telling us. There's a lot of problems out there. You better be prepared and budget for car problems or downtime or to get a rental car because it's going to be a big issue. And then the best thing I can tell you is make sure you buy an extended warranty because that will help you protect for unexpected costs. And most importantly, most extended warranties give you rental car coverage while your vehicle is down. The infamous one is pricing, right? We can talk about pricing all day long. You go put something on Facebook and everybody is going to talk about how cars are too high in price. I've said this for 4 years now. The used car pricing that we saw prior to 2020 is never coming back. Never. We're never going to see prices come back. And perfect example would be 2009 during Cash for Clunkers that we had just a few cars taken out of the market and that never got recovered. And now in 2020, 2021, 2022, we had triple, if not quadruple the amount of cars taken out of the market for the manufacturers not building new cars. So therefore, this is never going to recover. And if we start seeing more and more cars with issues like I talked about in the last segment, then you're going to see the car prices going higher for all of those available cars that have a good reputation. And with all these prices going up, dealerships are skimping, especially on the used cars. For the last few years, I've seen dealerships not inspect cars, not recondition cars, not put tires on cars, not get second keys for cars, all of that stuff. So you've got to make sure that you do a proper used car inspection on your own, because after all, regardless if you're buying from private or a dealership, it's always buyer beware. So do your due diligence. And if the dealership doesn't want to give you a second key and you got to go out on your own to get one, do not buy it at a dealership. People DM me all the time or email me all the time and say, hey, where'd you get your keys at? And I get them from Tom's Keys. I'll put a link in the description so that way you can use my code for savings, but they can save you up to 90% off of dealership pricing. And literally, this is where I get all my keys is straight from here, because all of my customers' cars get 2 keys, just like all of my customers' cars get the thorough 172-point inspection that nobody does in the country, because it means a lot to me. Unfortunately, not all dealers across the country care about that stuff, but I do. But that's why we like to use Tom's Keys for that. But also another big issue is that these lower trim models are dead. Nobody's buying them. So let's talk about Honda, a Honda EX. Let's talk about Chevy, a Chevy LS. Nobody's buying them. They're all buying the expensive models. People are out there saying, if I'm going to have a $700 average car payment or more, then I'm going to get exactly what I want and I'm going to splurge. If I'm going to have to overpay for a car, I'm going to get the luxury items like the lane keep assist, like the self-driving, all of that stuff, the leather, the sunroof, all of that stuff. They're going to pay for it because they don't want to skimp and have a high payment with a basic interior vehicle. So the basic interior vehicles are dead. So that's going to start affecting in 2024 and definitely 2025 and beyond, because when you can't find a cheap car because the manufacturers didn't build them or sell them, then you're not going to find them on the used car market. And right now, the way the used car market is, if I look at an EX Honda CRV, that car is setting for 90 to 100 days. I buy a loaded up one that's $5,000 more on the used car market. It's less than a 30 days setting on a dealer's lot. That tells you right there, the analytics and the statistics don't lie, that these higher trim level cars are much better buy, even though they cost more money. Obviously, the best advice I can give you, I've made videos on this for the last 13 years. As the #1 automotive YouTuber out there and actively owning a dealership, teaching you how to buy cars and not get screwed over by people like me, all of those videos are still relevant to this day. But most importantly, make sure you check out Mike's Car Store YouTube channel because we're uploading new videos there as well.
Some automakers believe less is more.
Good video from my guy Chevy dude here. So he's on the money. So he gives you guys some good pointers to what's going on in the used car market when you come to your rental car fleet, your Turo fleet, what you guys are interested in buying. So he gives you some pointers as far as the middle tier cars, and now the cheap cars are doing a lot better as far as selling on the used car market, and some of the enhancements and upgrades you get when it comes to the leather seats and the infotainment system, sunroof, and all that. So that might be a good look for your Turo fleet, and just focus on the full-time economy cars, but also get the mid-tier cars. Pay a little bit more. So that's my guy Chevy dude, always insightful. Check out, I'll have his YouTube channel in my link, his link in my description or in my title of the video, and then tune in for the next reaction. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.